Is this the deepest part of the abyss of time?
I don't know. What do you think?
You think so? Looks the same as everywhere else to me.
It would make sense, considering the path we've taken. And that means the source of the abyss, and therefore the time loop, should be here.
Oh, I almost forgot! Speaking of the abyss, I found something in those notes about it that I mentioned earlier.
Okay.
You did?
Listen.
They said that this place came to be as a reaction to the creation of Tartarus.
A reaction?
Yes, because a giant tower appeared out of nowhere and ended up leaving a massive hollow in its place. That's the abyss.
Oh. So, that's crazy. That is crazy. But that's weird because... Alright, I'm gonna have to say this. That doesn't make sense to me. Because think about it, right? That would mean Gekko-Kan High would have to not exist, right? And therefore the Abyss of Time would be there, not in the dorm. So I see a little plot problem here with whoever wrote this. That this doesn't make sense. Sorry, no. The Abyss of Time hole that leads to the Desert Doors is here in Watadai dorm. It's not at Gekko-Kan High. Gekko-Kan High is where Tartarus was formed. Right? You enter Tartarus, it's through Gekko-Kan High. So we got a problem with the story here. That's like saying that underneath the school, yeah, it doesn't make sense to me. Nope.
So they've known about this place for 10 years?
They thought that it would be harmless if left alone, and that it would probably disappear when Tartarus did.
Okay, see, that makes more sense now. So basically it's existed underneath Tartarus. In other words, underneath Gekko-Kan High. When Tartarus was created. Okay, see. Okay. Alright. Maybe I jumped the gun on the comprehension here. That's okay. It happens. But then, upon the destruction of the Dark Hour, the destruction of Tartarus, how then did it warp its way to underneath the dorm?
But the notes also said that since the abyss is just a byproduct of Tartarus, there shouldn't be any shadows in it.
Seriously?
And yet we find shadows.
Counterpoint, there's a shitload of shadows here. And if it was supposed to go poof along with Tartarus, then why are we standing in it? They forget a decimal place or something?
That was good.
No, their logic makes sense, but some kind of force prevented it from vanishing. So the other side's disappearance caused an imbalance.
What could that force
So the shadows transferred over here.
Who knows? Maybe it's down here somewhere, but one thing's for certain. It's deeply connected to all of you.
If I had to guess, when my character's body disappeared and my soul became the Great Seal to lock up Nyx, in its wake, the shadow of my soul ended up remaining in this plane of existence. And since that is usually where all your persona lies, well, all the shadows. Because think about it, that compendium is almost 200 personas strong. That's almost like a freaking Pokédex in Pokemon Gold and Silver, if you really want to think about it. So, yeah.
What the hell's up with that? What do we do to deserve this?
I don't know, dude.
Well, there's another door. If it is down here, then maybe...
Here we are. Oh, we're about to find something very uncomfortable.
So whatever's past that could be what's causing all this?
If we leave out Aigis, Metis, and me, whose past is left?
Yeah. Gotta be someone else with a reason for their power, right?
Even now, Aigis means here. I can only think of Shinjiro.
Well, there's no point wasting time thinking about it. It's literally right there. Let's just open it. Then we'll know.
But Shinjiro died.
Whatever the cause is, it's strong enough to keep the Abyss of Time from disappearing, and we'll be trying to destroy it. We could be in for a battle. We should make sure we're prepared for that.
She's right. This is where we aim to settle everything. And I know we can do this.
Aigis.
I am... Huh? You...
Yeah, me.
Wait! Please wait! No! Don't go!
She couldn't let go of the fact that
I
I died.
promised to protect you. I dedicated my entire existence to it. But I can't fulfill my purpose now. There's nothing I can do anymore. Is there anything left for me to live for?
Here's the thing, right? She actually did fulfill her purpose. Problem is, my character decides to sacrifice his very life in order to prevent the entire world from being destroyed by Nyx. You know, that's something you can't protect, you know, the person you care about from. Like, it's one thing you're protecting him from anyone trying to hurt him. But when he decides to make that sacrifice, it's like, that's out of your hands, girl. Like,
Is there meaning to any of it?
really think about it, she actually did fulfill her purpose.
This is what it's like now. And I wish I could just be a simple machine again.
So the thing is, it's kind of like, all right, let's switch gears a little bit. So think about it this way: it's kind of like when a person is trying to lose weight, right? And then they finally get to the weight that they wanted to get to. It's like, okay, I fulfilled, you know, that thing I wanted to accomplish. Now what? And she's in a very similar predicament. The problem is that she doesn't see it as she fulfilled the purpose of protecting my character. She feels like she failed. Truth is, she actually succeeded all the way to the end. But at that very end of the story, character chose to sacrifice himself. Because that was the only way all this was going to come to an end. But in the wake of that, I saw that.
That was the cause?
Well, don't look at me.
Well, I was glad to be able to see him again. Even if it was just from behind.
Indeed.
That was obviously Aigis' memory just now. But what's it mean? I guess that was supposed to be her reason for awakening? But she already had a persona.
She didn't awaken to that one. She awakened to the persona abilities that he had.
Yep, that's the weird part. So her regret, her unwillingness to accept the fact that he's passed on because of his sacrifice, has resulted into her awakening to his initial persona with Orpheus, the son of Apollo, the sun god in Greece, from Greek mythology, into a journey of trying to come to a closure for herself. And unfortunately, this kind of goes into exploration of like the stages of grief. You know, when someone loses someone, and like the stages that we go through when we lose someone we care about.
I guess, what was that memory? And when did it happen?
It's where I would always wake up. It was so painful losing him. I couldn't bring myself to do anything, so I just hid in my room for a while. I did nothing but chase after him in my dreams.
Oh, Aigis.
Sister.
Eventually, I stopped having dreams at all. It felt like the weight on my chest was lightening, until it was lifted entirely. What we saw just now must have been the last time I had that dream. But honestly, I don't know why that would be my reason.
Sister, are you still in pain? The person we saw in your dream. He's the one with the same power as you, isn't he?
Mm-hmm. But let's talk about the fact that you emerged out of her shadow.
So that's what's supposed to have caused all this? How? None of this makes sense.
You still don't get it? We only saw it in my sister's memory. But all of you want to see him again, right? If that's the case, then the conclusion is simple.
What are you saying?
I guess what I said at the beginning was right after all. Eliminating all of you would have been the fastest way to solve this.
See, this is where she's wrong. What we are learning here is the fact that everyone has wanted to see him again. No one wanted him to go. Everyone's still in disbelief of the fact that he died. A character died, and everyone's having trouble accepting the fact that he's gone.
So, that figure we keep seeing...
Wait, something's wrong.
What the...
Just as I thought, a monster is coming. Your regrets themselves given form.
Not back. But not in the way you want, folks.
Is that...
Are you shitting me?
Oh boy.
What the hell is this thing?
It's the cause of everything. The abyss of time not disappearing, shadows being present within it. What you see now is a being of your own creation.
You know, the boss fight in Persona 4 kind of goes well with
the
this.
form of our regrets. I can do this.
Alright, Satana, I need you right now. Debilitate.
I think I can use it now.
Nice. Keep rising for everyone, basically. Okay. Yes! My boy. And he still has a freaking guts great sword. Dragon Slayer. What are we using? Oh, she's using Athena! La Greta. Interesting. Oh, that means he's weak to electricity.
Should I stand on this enemy?
Oh, this
What's
phase
the
is
best
different.
move?
This one.
What's the plan?
Oh, he switched personas. That's why. He just switched personas. No, he's still using Athena. But his version of Athena
We've already scanned this one.
cannot. Wow, this version of Athena isn't weak against electricity.
This is optimal.
That's wild. You know what?
give him hell. Risk against it.
Detected. Summoning. Tatanada. Now's the time. Confront Persona. How can I help my sister?
Can't bring me.
Let's go. It's the last video.
Max firepower. Let's go.
Come on. That's right. Very nice great sword. Actually, that's right. You might as well just call that last one again. Oh shoot, using Isis?
I'm hit. How is it using Isis? What is
Yeah, it's
optimal?
fire. Gotta be.
Should I scan on this enemy? In this
I mean,
situation,
everything's fair games. Just can't use wind. What?
come.
I don't know if it's possible.
What's next? Oh, you Trismegistic! So close.
Yes.
It is time.
Oh, I love how Mother Harlot has a ghost flame
This is my
in her goblet.
I think I can use it now. What next?
What's this?
You saw that.
Oh. Good shit, Metis.
Let's handle this. Yeah, didn't think so.
I'll give him hell. Trismegistic! Bastard!
Ooh.
I didn't expect this. Aigis has been stunned. I have to do this. Isis! What should I do? Persona!
I'm just getting started.
Yeah, go.
What's the plan? Persona!
Look at this.
Stop it! You can't use him!
I won't be beaten. Should I stand on this enemy?
So in all cases, no. This time, no.
What is
So
optimal?
here's what's gonna happen. Doing something kind of
Persona!
irritating because that makes the fight into Good shit, Yukari. You got this. Ooh.
Did I do a good job, sister?
Yeah, all multiple times. That's what makes it better. Some red eyes to Orpheus. You know, seeing me disappear is very easy. I'm really feeling it for everyone here.
That was a monster of our own creation? But that was...
Don't worry, Yukari. It may have taken his form.
If I'm not mistaken, I think what this means is that every time you face him, like in your playthrough, whoever you have in your party, those are the personas he ends up wielding.
But that was a shadow. At least it seemed like one to me.
Wait, how does that make sense? It was using personas. Personas are supposed to be used to fight shadows, right?
But they are also a shadow, the form of the true self. As Persona 4 would explain it many times over. If you and that's seen my Persona 4 Golden playthrough on YouTube and even here on Twitch, you'll understand this. It's a consistent thing. I can see that this is where they had the little aha moment when it came to how to craft the story of Jungian psychology when it comes to the shadow and the self in Persona 4 Golden. And in hindsight, despite some of the imperfections in this story of the answer, I like the fact that it helped sow the seeds for a premise for the next Persona. I thought that was really cool. Because think about it. The real me passed on, but my shadow, which remained, which was the side of Makoto Yuki's character, was able to actually wield personas. So the remnants of that, and plus their inability to let him go, is what brought his shadow back, hence the abyss of time.
Wait, so you don't know? Personas and shadows are the same thing. That's why you're able to fight them in the first place. Shadows are the basis components of the human mind, suppressed thoughts given physical form. When people lose the strength to face the darkest parts of themselves, those parts break loose, free from all control. But in rare cases, people with a certain awareness are able to consciously tame their shadows. That's all it is.
That is correct.
So, persona users are just people who can control their own shadows?
Wait, back up a sec. So, personas and shadows are just different names for the same thing?
How didn't you know? Wouldn't whoever created me and my sister had to have known that?
Well, there is a difference. Okay, so according to Kario, shadows obviously, like she explained, a very suppressed part of yourself that can go out of control. You suppress certain parts of you, certain desires, feelings, long enough, eventually they can become something very ugly inside. As you learn how to tame those inhibitions, they can go rampant again, right? Persona, however, is the mask that you wear to society. For example, there's people, they go to school, they go to work, when they deal with the public, they put on a certain demeanor, they filter the way they speak, the way they act to a certain degree, because they know that if that's completely unchecked and filtered, bad things can happen. Like job, you can lose your significant other, you can end up losing everything, right? But the thing about someone putting a persona on, in fact, the best way I can explain what putting a persona on is like it's professional wrestling. So, for example, The Undertaker, probably the best one we can talk about, right? Mark Calloway. It's just a ginger-haired dude from Texas who played basketball, who loves motorcycles and whatnot, and loves Jesus. Shocker, isn't it? But his character's a freaking zombie, and so it's the creatures of the night, and can act like a freaking zombie that just won't stop dying no matter how many times you beat him up. He sits back up and whoops your ass, right? But is he that guy outside of wrestling? No. He's a different dude altogether. Or another one, Finn Balor's Demon Balor, right? You have Finn Balor, or Prince Devitt, either way you want to look at it. He wrestles, he's cool, whatever. And then when he becomes Demon King, Demon Balor, forget about it. He turns very frenzy, very wild, and everything. And that's quite a spectacle compared to just watching regular fitness. So that's only one. Another one. This one's a little more on the nose, Batman, right? Although one can wonder if Bruce Wayne is a persona, Batman's a real person. That has always been the debate. It's the fact that Bruce Wayne eventually became the mask he wore, and that's something that Bane actually brought up in the Nightfall story. But Hal Jordan, the Green Lantern, Wally West, or Barry Allen, pick a Flash member. Yeah, same thing. You got Captain Marvel, also known as Shazam. Same thing. You got Billy Batson. He says Shazam. He's a completely different character, but he has to, pretty much put on a facade. Peter Parker, Spider-Man. Like for example, in society, he has to play off as who he is on the regular, but then he puts on the Spider-Man costume. He's a whole different person. So that's one way of explaining the difference between personas and shadows when it comes to Jungian psychology.
No one involved with that is still alive.
So then, our personas were the cause of all this?
The power of shadows affects both time and space, so it makes sense that your subconscious thoughts would be manifested through your personas. You can't accept time moving on. You don't want to admit that you live in a present where you've lost someone precious.
Now, with this concept that Metis is bringing up, so we would then have to go into character studies of each of their personas. So, like for example, with Junpei Yori, you have Trismegistus and Hermes. Right? With Aigis, you had Palladian, which eventually became Athena. With Yukari, it was Io, and eventually became Isis. Mitsuru, it was Artemisia, but before that was Penthesilea. With Akihiko, you had Caesar, but then you had the other one. I forgot his name. With Koromaru, though, he just had Cerberus. I kind of felt like Koromaru had a short end of the stick with that one. He never got a second awakening. With Ken, he had a nemesis, and then eventually became Kalanemi. Fuka, yeah, that other one, I forgot the name, and then it became Juno. Right? So, yeah.
So that's why it looked like him.
Time stopped, just like we wanted. And now we're stuck here with our memories. We're the ones who trapped ourselves. How ironic.
Unwilling to move on.
Well,
Unwilling to have
regardless of
closure
what
from
it was,
loss.
we beat that thing. We understand our regrets. So shouldn't we be able to leave now?
Yes.
One problem.
Whoa! What the hell's this now?
It looks like a key.
Those must be the keys that will allow you to leave. Once you make it outside, the abyss of time should disappear on its own.
I hope so. I really hope so.
But, why are there 8 of them?
Because you all had a hand in causing this. These keys can be likened to the power of your hearts.
There's a reason there isn't a 9th one. And if you guys looked at the flashback, Metis was born from Aigis' shadow in the dream.
The door should open if you use all 8 at once.
Strength of heart and united is barred by no door. Is this what he meant?
So, just put them all together and we're good? Cool, and let's get the hell out of here. Oh, wait, these are for the dorm entrance, right?
There is that. But it's not your only option. There's another door as well. One that doesn't lead to the outside world. You can exit through it, or the entrance. Those are your choices.
A door that doesn't lead outside, huh? So the one to his room. Why the choice?
The entrance will return you to the present. But the other door leads to the past.
The past?
The world of the past. You've all been there many times now. But this time, the abyss will disappear if you go through that door. You'll actually be in the past.
Oh, see, if you've learned anything from DC and Marvel, or a lot of isekai anime of some form, don't fuck with time travel. Don't do that. The time paradoxes end up screwing everything up. You don't need 2 Junpeis, 2 Mitsurus. I mean, I don't want 2 Mitsurus, but yeah, it's a problem.
Are you being straight with us?
Why would I lie? I'm just telling you what I know.
Let me see if I understand correctly. We have to choose between moving forward past our regrets, or revisiting the source of them.
What do you want to do?
Me? I'll go along with whatever you decide, sister. I just want to save you from this awful fate. That's all I care about.
Awful fate.
So what will you choose?
Hey, why don't we go back to the dorm first? This is way too heavy to decide right here.
Yeah, this is.
Yes, I agree.
Whoa.
What's going on?
What the?
The hell are these cracks in the floor?
Are they coming from the door upstairs?
It's becoming unstable. We still have time, but not much. If these fissures reach the door, we might not be able to leave, even with the keys.
It's just one thing after another, isn't it?
So, guess we gotta decide what to do with these keys, huh?
Well, I want to stay in the present. I think that's what he would have wanted too.
What he would have wanted, huh?
I've been thinking. He died so suddenly, and they never even figured out the cause. I get the feeling that he must have given his life to make some kind of miracle happen.
Yeah, the miracle of none of y'all dying.
He thought about it, weighed his options, and ultimately chose to leave this world to us.
Hide? Miracle?
That's why, personally, I don't want to just undo his decision. I want to respect his sacrifice.
See? The kid gets it.
Amada-kun.
Smart kid.
I'm with Amada. We all saw the resolve it takes to face death head-on and accept it. That resolve and what it brought about. Even if it hurts, we have to accept it too. That's how we honor his memory.
See? Akihiko gets it.
Yukari, what about you?
You're all about the here and now, right, Yucatan? You gotta look forward, huh? That's practically your motto, ain't it?
I want to go back.
Yeah, I always tell myself to look forward and let go of the past. But this is different. We might be able to change something. We can't pass that up.
No. There's nothing we can do. Did you forget? It was either my character killed Ryoji, and then everyone forgot each other, and then suddenly the fall would happen, we'd all turn into zombies and die, or we let Ryoji live, we have to go up and fight Nyx, and then with how crazy it got, my character's only choice left was to sacrifice himself to seal Nyx away at the expense of my own life. And you really want to do that thinking that there's another way. Trust me, there was no other.
Yukari.
She's in denial.
So you'd take away his choice for your own.
See? Even Akihiko's calling you out on your selfishness, y'all, for real.
That's not what I said. We can actually change the past. What's wrong with wanting that?
Because we can't. There was no other possibility to stop Nyx. None of y'all held a wild card. None of y'all had the power of the strength of, power of friendship, social links, and everything. None of y'all were chosen by Elizabeth and Igor. My character was the chosen. And he managed to wield all the power. Yeah, she's in denial.
Then let me ask you. If you prevented your father's death, what would happen? The people you've met, what you've gone through with them, it'd all be gone. And you wouldn't be the person you are now.
Again, Akihiko has a point. It goes back to the whole butterfly effect. You change one little thing, and everything that comes after can radically change. It's a very real possibility, and trust me, some of y'all tuning in right now, y'all know this. Like, if just one thing from your life that was significant to you were undone, trust and believe the outcome of where you are right now in life would be very different. There's people that you've met you would have never met, good and bad. Your course of life would definitely be different from where you are today, for better and or worse. Akihiko understands.
For Shinji and Miki, it wouldn't erase their deaths either.
Yep. I mean, if you recall, Shinjiro gave his life for Ken, despite how much Ken wanted to get rid of Shinjiro, for his accidental elimination of his mom. Like, Shinjiro never meant to, to take out Ken's mom. That's completely accidental. Because he did not control his persona. Why? Because he was the one with the least potential. And he lived with that. And then Ken wanted to, avenge his mother's death. But then also thought about eliminating himself afterwards. And then when Takaya was ready to go after the kid, what happened? Shinjiro gave his life for it. He didn't have to. But in some way, Shinjiro felt like that was the only way to, to vindicate himself for what happened to the kid's mom.
Every single thing about my past is important. Because it all shaped who I am.
But that's not even...
Guys! Let's all take it down a notch, okay?
Take it down a notch? Are you kidding?
Oh no. See, Junpei's another one that understands this, right? Think about this, right? If y'all remember playthrough, right? Provided that you give Junpei the white flowers to give to Chidori. Of course she dies as per the regular storyline. But then she resurrects. Which is great. But then the problem is, she doesn't even remember who Junpei is. Remembers, the idea of the guy that made her smile and happy, but doesn't remember at all that it was him. Her last memories was before she awakened to her persona, and that was it. Like, complete blank slate. Which sucks. However, if he chose to not do that quest, the end result would be that, well, Chidori dies, and that's that. And yeah, Junpei would have been sad and everything, but at the same time, he wouldn't have to end up having what we end up seeing with Dr. Maruki in Persona 5 Royal, where, yeah, he saved his girl for his fiance from catatonic depression at the expense of the relationship itself, because suddenly she didn't remember who the heck he was. At all.
If anything, we're not taking this seriously enough. We can save him from dying.
No, sorry. Had my character Nan sacrificed himself, everyone would have been dead because of this.
Don't you want to bring him back?
Of course I want him back.
The only way that he would have been brought back is if Elizabeth were to know how to somehow bring him out of the seal without bringing Nyx back into existence.
But is yelling at each other like this really gonna solve anything?
And in case you're wondering why I mentioned that, if you've seen my playthrough of Persona 4 Arena Ultimax, and you watch the episode of when I played with Elizabeth, you learn a bit about that.
And think about it. If we go back, we'd have to face Nyx again.
Yep.
What? So you're just afraid to fight?
No.
No! Well, I am, but...
It's just that the outcome would be the same. Even Junpei understands that, no matter how heroic he wants to be. He understands that the outcome will be exactly the same.
I don't know what I'm trying to say, but everyone needs to calm down, alright?
Aigis-san, how do you think we should use the keys?
The past or the present? I'm just not sure.
You seriously won't make a choice? The
Yo,
day we said
don't
our
be...
goodbyes, you were the only one who didn't show up.
First of all, Yukari needs to calm the hell down. Because last I checked, Aigis was the one that held him in her arms when he was passing slowly. Like, I was literally just passing out, checking out, laying in her arms. Like, come on. Yukari got some nerves, bro.
You got to hear his last words, and now you even have his power. But you still don't know how you feel about him?
Yo.
Listen, I know it hurts. Believe me. It hurts so much I can't stand it.
But yet you want us to go back in time and fight Nyx again, knowing that the outcome will be exactly the same. And we will be exactly in the same position.
But...
Yukari-san,
Forget it. Nothing I say will make a difference anyway.
Oh, you just caused a problem. Girl, I'm sorry, but...
Metis, does everyone have to agree for the keys to combine?
Not necessarily. The keys themselves don't have opinions.
So in other words, it's possible to take them by force and combine them.
This bitch.
By force? Are you saying you want to fight?
Yo.
I want to. But if we can't agree, we don't have a choice.
way I see it, she the only one in the room that's not willing to like let go.
We're running out of time, and talking hasn't gotten us anywhere.
You have a point. This matter concerns the life of a dear friend. I doubt any of us will be easily swayed. So in that case...
Wait, Kirijo-senpai?
I had already made my decision. I will stand with Yukari.
Mitsuru, the smartest one in the room, is willing to act like the dumbest one in the room as moral support.
Senpai.
They're siding with Takeba. Are you sure?
Even like he goes like, "You sure, fam?"
All right. I guess you've got your reasons, and I've got mine.
I'm sorry, Mitsuru. Yo, you my girl, but you delusional as fuck too.
Well, I'm sticking with
And
my
she's a
sister.
smart one.
I'll protect her no matter what.
That makes sense, Metis. You know what's important to you. So you understand why I can't back down either, right?
Yes.
Everyone, wait! Don't do this! I made my feelings clear. Now you... No. Now everyone needs to recognize their own feelings. Think about who he was, and what he meant to us.
We'll need a proper venue for the battles. A place where the results will be absolute. I'll show you the way. Let me know when you're ready.
We're really going to fight each other?
The way I see it, it should consist of everyone against Mitsuru and Yukari because
Excuse me. Why is that?
Well, I think...
Well,
exactly. It was his choice. Okay.
I think... sorry.
See, by this logic, Junpei, Koromaru, Ken, and Akihiko should all be in accord. They're a team right here. 4. Right here. Right? Obviously, Aigis and Metis, that's a given.
I think...
It's Mitsuru that I don't understand.
Well,
That's...
Yeah, it's just weird to me.
you're here. What'd you bring? All done here? Be seeing you.
Welcome.
Oh, additional.
Take your time looking.
Oh, now. Curious about one thing before. I stopped. I can't even buy anyone. Still on those. I don't know if they'll allow me to go down here. Oh, so how am I supposed to go to the Velvet Room? Oh, this is it, ain't it? Dang. Alright, so